Today's topic is division of polynomials. Polynomials can be taken as monomials, binomials, or trinomials. We're going to take up different cases. The first case being a monomial being divided by a monomial. So 3xy, if I had to divide by an x, I could have written it as 3xy upon x. We cancel and we are getting a 3y. The number that we divide or the expression that we divide is the dividend. This is the divisor and this is the quotient. Another way that I could have divided was using the division sign like we do for numbers. So the dividend comes inside, which is a 3xy. X is the divisor. Now how do we divide over here? When I'm dividing this, I need to actually multiply the divisor by the quotient to get this number. So when I had divided, I had got a 3y. So if I write down a 3y here, x into a 3y is a 3xy. And I am getting the remainder as 0. So getting the remainder as 0 means 3xy is exactly divisible by x. The second case, we are going to take a binomial divided by a monomial. We have a binomial as 2x plus 4 and I want to divide it by a 2. We could have found 2 common. So this is x plus 2 divided by 2. We cancel and the answer is an x plus 2. Let us try to divide it like this. This is 2x plus 4 divided by 2. When you have a binomial or a trinomial or any other polynomial, in the division sign that is part of the dividend, we first pick up the first term. The first term has to be divided by the dividend. 2x divided by 2 is an x. So we multiply 2 with an x, we get a 2x. Like in normal division, you subtract. When you subtract, you put a minus sign. If you remember, you've done the vertical method of subtracting algebraic expressions. So we're going to use the same fundamental over here. 2x minus 2x becomes a 0. Like in division, you bring down the next number down. Here for polynomials, we bring down the next term down. Now the next term down means this is a plus 4. So plus 4 divided by 2 is a plus 2. A plus 2 into a 2 is a positive 4. Now when I'm subtracting, I am subtracting a minus of plus 4. So this is 4 minus 4, which is a 0. So the remainder here again is a 0. That means 2x plus 4 is exactly divisible by 2 since the remainder is 0. 2x plus 4 is the dividend. This is the divisor and this is the quotient. We then come to the next example as dividing a binomial by a binomial. So we have a 4x plus 6 divided by 2x plus 3. I could write it as 4x plus 6 divided by 2x plus 3. Here 2 is common. So this is 2x plus 3 upon a 2x plus 3. We could cancel and we are getting it as a 2. Now when we do normal division, this is a 4x plus 6 divisible by a 2x plus 3. When you have a binomial in the dividend and the binomial as a divisor, you take the first terms in both the expressions and we have to now divide a 4x by a 2x. 4x divided by 2x is a 2. But when I have a 2 here, when I have to multiply this quotient with the divisor is a binomial, so we will multiply 2 with both the terms. 2 into 2x is a 4x. This is a plus 6. Vertical method of subtraction, this becomes a minus. It cancels out. This plus becomes a minus. This also cancels out. And the remainder is now equal to 0. Remainder becoming 0 means 4x plus 6 is exactly divisible by 2x plus 3. The fourth example is 6x square plus 5 minus 6. I want to divide by 2x plus 3. If I try to do it by splitting the middle term, I could have done it, but now I am going to try to divide it directly. So this is a trinomial divided by a binomial, and we are doing it now directly by the division method, because this method you're going to use quite a lot in this chapter for remainder theorem and for the factor theorem. So we write down 6x square plus 5 minus 5x minus 6 divided by a 2x plus 3. So whether it is a binomial or a trinomial, the first term here has to be obtained from the first term here. 6x square divided by a 2x is a 3x. Again, this term is a monomial. It has to be multiplied with the binomial, so it has to be multiplied turnwise with the terms of the binomial. 3x into 2x is a 6x square. A 3x plus a 3 being multiplied, you have to place like terms under each other. So this is a 9x. Now you don't have to multiply further because you've already done the product of a monomial into a binomial and you've obtained a binomial. So we subtract, signs change in the vertical method. This cancels out. This plus becomes a minus. So now you will pick it up as a 5x minus 9x. Now 5x minus 9x is a minus 4x. We bring down the term of the dividend. The term of the dividend comes down as it is. Signs don't change. This is a minus 6. Again, the first term here has to be obtained from the term here. This is a minus 4x divided by a 2x. Negative divided by positive is a negative. So minus 4 divided by 2x is a minus 2. Now you just have to multiply with minus 2. Binomial has to be multiplied. Minus 2 into a 2x is a minus 4x. A minus 2 into a plus 3 is a minus 6. Now since in the vertical method signs change, this becomes a plus. This is a minus 4x plus 4x cancels out. This was a minus, it becomes a plus. Minus 6 plus x is again a 0. So the remainder here becoming 0 means 6x squared plus 5x minus 6 is exactly divisible by 2x plus 3. This is the division of polynomials.